Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So today we have to talk about something Stephon Marbury was discussing with his brother when it comes to Jalen Brunson and Kyrie Irving. And when we look at those two players, I guess the comparison is always going to be there with those guys, not in the sense of style of play or anything like that, but just because they both play with Luka Doncic in a short amount of time. And we look at Jalen Brunson's ascension after leaving Luka Doncic, who is a very ball dominant player, excellent player, but very ball dominant, and kind of pulls away from what Jalen Brunson's able to do for a team somewhat. Um, so he went to New York and now he's blown up and he's hit another gear since coming off the bench in the All-Star game. You have to think Jalen Brunson, even though he answers his questions politically correct when they ask him about being snubbed and overlooked and kind of downplayed in the MVP race, he gives the right answer, keeps it about the team, but you can tell when he goes out on the court, he takes those things personally, as you should as the leader of a team. Me personally, I would take Jalen Brunson over Kyrie Irving. Look at Kyrie Irving, his skill set is second to none. Just the skills to play basketball and do it with both hands at the level he does it is absolutely amazing. Although I think, him playing with Luka, that may be great for him. You look at Kyrie Irving, he's had the opportunity to play with another ball dominant player in LeBron James, especially, during those Cleveland years, and he was able to thrive because the offensive end of the court for him is so easy to get shots off with either hand. His balance, his ability to handle the basketball, his shooting ability in the post. I mean, from the perimeter, he got it all. As an offensive player, he can. There's nothing Kyrie Irving can't do on offense. But if I'm looking for a lead guard to lead my team, we don't have any evidence of Kyrie being like the leader of a team in an effective way. I guess the closest you could probably say was those Celtics years, and even then, the way he left and the way that went down, we don't have enough of a sample size. We look at Jalen Brunson, he hit the ground running. Julius Randle started, the turnaround in New York, but adding Jalen Brunson took it to a whole nother level. He's clearly the best Knicks player that, since Patrick Ewing, to be honest with you. I love Carmelo Anthony as a talent, but I'm talking about what they were able to do for their teams with the Knicks and the way Jalen Brunson is leading his team. It is notch above the leadership of Carmelo Anthony. And the level that he's playing at, is, it's only been 2 years, so we can give him some more time. But I would already say I would have took Jalen Brunson, over Melo, looking at being able to look at it hindsight. But I like the way Brunson leads the team, and they're arguing him being one of the top Nick point guards of all time already in just a short amount of time. So listen to Marbury's question, and then we're gonna listen to what Dame and Doc Rivers had to say after facing Brunson again. He's gone off on them, all season.
So I'm in NY on the FDR drive. It's a
My
brand.
phone. Let me see my phone. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Don't worry about it. It's a brand new vibe, right? And New York traffic in the morning. You know what it is. So I was talking to my brother Don, my oldest brother. Now, after my brother Spoon, he tapped in. I was talking to my brother about a Dallas, New York finals. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that electricity in the Garden in Dallas? I don't know. I'm not saying, I'm only speaking from a matchup perspective. I'm not speaking from a perspective of that's what I think will happen. I was just saying those two teams battling. Oh man, I think that would be sensational. What you think, Pop?
That'd be incredible. Kyrie against Jalen Brunson.
What you got?
Luka.
What you think about? What you think about Brunson?
Oh man, boy is incredible, yo.
What he got?
Everything.
Why do you think Brunson is giving you guys so much trouble this year? Obviously, he's having a good season, but he's had a couple of big games against y'all. Yeah.
I mean, first of all, he's one of the best players in the league. You know, he's a scorer. And, you know, as somebody who's been in a situation where I've had the ball in my hands 95% of the time, 90% of the time, certain matchups that I can just think of that I've had over the years where I knew the type of coverage they were going to be in. And, you know, we play a drop coverage. And, you know, he's getting those screens set. He's coming downhill. He plays in the mid-range with floaters and pull-up jumpers and stuff like that. So I think the way he plays, you know, coming into these games and knowing the kind of coverages that he's going to see, I think that's kind of the reason why. I think we could play our coverages better. You know, we could all help each other better, getting into the ball, shrinking the floor, making it less comfortable, but that would be my guess, you know, just from my personal experience.
Just what do you see against Brunson tonight?
Everything. You know, we trapped him. He was effective. You know, we were in a drop a lot. I thought that hurt us. Overall, we switched some and then tried to Omaha. You know, you just watch him. I mean, he has seen every coverage, and you can see that. Hell of a player. And his conditioning level is just off the charts. I really thought, man, they played so fast and so hard through the game. The loose balls, you know, I was complaining about it in the first half. They got all of them, it felt like. And then we would get stops, and they would get another one. I thought those were backbreakers for us.
And you had mentioned Brunson earlier and just sort of the trouble. He's given his team trouble even before you got here this season,
we
especially.
Saw that. Yeah, we have to figure it out because we may see them again. And we have to figure that out. That's on me and my staff and not on the players because clearly one-on-one, he's too good. You know, we got to send people, put different guys on him. He's got to see different coverages. He's just a very smart, clever guy.
So you hear the way the opposition talks about Jalen Brunson, man, and just the way, you know, he's able to read coverages and different things like that. I think he's more nuanced probably than Kyrie Irving when it comes to leading a basketball team. Again, like I said, Kyrie's offensive skills are second to none. But I think most teams looking at it, you know, you would want Jalen Brunson at this point in their career. Kyrie Irving, and when I look at his talent and I saw him in high school, I was like, man, this is going to be the next Isaiah Thomas level point guard. So I don't think he reached the level that I had originally envisioned for him. But I do think, you know, he still had a great career, hit one of the biggest shots in the NBA Finals, and he was good for a player like LeBron James, who at times, you know, struggles to just go right to a spot and rise up and make a play at the end of the game, you know, and passes it off a lot. I think he was good for that. And I think, you know, him and Luka, when you look at that, right, in the comparison with Jalen Brunson, you know, with Jalen Brunson, and this before Jalen Brunson was able to go spread his wings with the Knicks. But if you look at it, you knew that was, or you've seen that that's a team that could reach the conference finals. Lost to the eventual champion Golden State Warriors. Got swept, I believe, or a gentleman's sweep. One of the two. I can't remember exactly. But that was the year that the Warriors beat the Celtics. But, you know, they went in there and they housed, you know, the Phoenix Suns. And, you know, Jalen Brunson was leading some of those games, especially in the series against Donovan Mitchell when he was still with the Utah Jazz. And Jalen Brunson was the person that put them in position to win that series. And that's when everybody should have seen that this guy could carry a heavier workload. It's not like Jordan Poole coming off the bench and just being able to thrive without the expectation. Have Steph and Clay have the expectation, then you come in and kind of just be a spark plug, go for 30 sometimes. But the games that you have 5 or 7 or 9, nobody's really caring because you aren't that guy. Jalen Brunson, you have to even go back to him as a high school player, college player, won 2 national championships in college. When a point guard does that, you have to kind of pay attention to what he's bringing on the floor as far as a leader. And you know, you look at Jalen Brunson, I think he's leading the league in charges taken and some stuff like that. So while he's not the greatest lateral defender in the NBA, he gives up his body for the team, and he sets the tone of the game in other subtle ways like that, where he'll take a big charge late in the game. Um, so that's why I would say Jalen Brunson. It's those subtleties at the point guard position that I'm like, I feel like he's the best point guard in the game right now. You saw what he did to De'Aaron Fox. If you want to include Steph Curry as a point guard, I don't mind you taking Steph, but I don't look at Steph as like a traditional point guard. I look at him more like a combo guard. He has magnetism, so and he has gravity, so players, he does open things up for other players on the floor in that sense. If you look at it, as an unconventional way of drawing defenses and making plays for others, okay, I could give you that. But I'm just talking about a point guard with the ball in his hands and is making plays for others and himself. I think Jalen Brunson is the best at that right now. I know some people were saying Tyrese Haliburton was better earlier in the year, but and Tyrese is being pretty good this year. You can never trust that jump shot though. I when I look at players, I'm not looking at the best they can play. I'm looking at, okay, what happens if they're having their worst possible game? Jalen Brunson has the best opportunity just where he scores from. The way he gets his off, and how he gets to the foul line. He has a chance. Always feel like he got a chance to play himself out of a slump. The way he goes about his business, because he's gonna be taking a lot of contact and he's gonna be initiating a lot of things, and so the refs he gonna either get 2 fouls or you gonna have 2 fouls at some point. So he'll go to the line, get some easy ones, then the basket will open up for him. But he also, has great passing ability. I was never a big believer in all those assists that Haliburton was averaging, because I saw a clip where one time he was mad at the player for not shooting, so he was trying to get the assist outside the floor of the game, and Jalen Brunson kind of does what he does in the floor of the game. So to answer Marbury's question for me, and he was talking about this matchup hypothetically, like this ain't gonna be the finals, but he was talking about if they did meet, and I know why, both of them play with Luka. But I think, I would take Brunson, even though Kyrie did get at Brunson in their matchup this season. He kind of got at Brunson in Dallas, but again, that's 1-2 individual games. I'm talking about who I would take the other 80 games of the season to, you know what I'm saying? So big fan of both guys' game. I just think Brunson is that leader for the team, and as far as it translating into team wins from a leader position, I think that's Brunson all day, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.